Hey guys, my name is RyanCentral and welcome to HitScan. In this video, the devs give us an exclusive look at the new League of Legends based skin set Ruination. It has to do with the event happening in League at the moment, and we get a look at all of the skins, the animations, the variants and everything there. It's a long video, so we'll get straight into it, but be sure to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments what you think of the skins once you get a good look. Let's go. From the sounds of it, like usually we've done this a couple of times now, Sean and Preeti, but this one feels like it was selected for us almost. It seemed from the sounds of it, this is like a skin set that we don't necessarily want to miss. Is it that the case? Because it sounds like you're very excited about this one in particular.
Yeah, right?
We are insanely excited about this one. It's been something that we've been trying to keep like a secret for a very long time, and now that it doesn't have to be, we're just like, we want to scream it out to everybody. It's like, look what we did, you know.
The last time we had such a big secret was the dragon skins, the Elder Flame. Oh, I was going to tell you a quick story, which is that in January of 2020, 2020, we got approached with this idea. And we were super hyped. Like, we were like, exactly as Marina said, like, are we allowed to do this? Can we do this? And it's been in the works for a while. And I think after quarantine started is when we officially put together a pitch for this, right? We were like, yeah, here's why we should make this. And we had to pitch it to our like executive leadership.
Yeah, it's like that. Anna. Yeah, that kind of different, where it's just like most of the skins that we make, it's just like, all right, you know, premium content team, just go figure out something cool that players are like. This one was like, no, this needs approval. And so, yeah, we had to go through a whole pitch for it, but everybody like immediately was bought in on it.
And then we changed around a lot of things to make it work, because when we were putting together the pitch, I was like, Marino, what do you want to do? And he's like, you're going to hate me so much. And I was like, just tell me, what is it? And when he pitched it, when he said, I was like, I want to do this. I was like, oh, absolutely. No, we'll do this. We'll figure it out. So we figured out how to make this work. So this has been over a year long, I'll throw this word in, collaboration to get this done.
Ooh. Everybody who's watching the video right now, they're just gonna like skip through. Show us the damn skins.
Yeah, exactly. Like the 2x speed, the code. Like, I mean, that's the best way to enjoy videos. I don't take it personally, but I'm hovering over the store. What is it that you've been up to?
Is it?
Oh damn!
It's great.
Oh, it's always like.
Oh man, okay. I queued up that finisher and started it, and the dude just dies, and nothing happens.
We've just debated a million people. It's lucky that this isn't a stream.
April Fools, everybody. No. So I think the best way to look at this then would just be go to collections and go to like the gun selections. You have to search for it.
For all of the guns.
No. We can at least start right with the Phantom. We'll tell you that it is a Phantom, and you'll want to go backwards in your selection.
Is that left or right?
Left.
Right. What? I see it on the right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're lying.
Oh.
Oh, wait, that was Infinity. Gross.
King. Some of the... This is League of Legends focused, right?
It is.
It is.
Nice.
So because you have the dev build here, you're seeing this as the dev name that we called this King. The actual name for the skin is Ruination.
I'm not the biggest knowledge base on League of Legends, so I'm choosing my words very carefully. But I know enough about it, and especially with all of the stuff that's happening with League at the moment, like an animated series and all that, this is really good timing, and this is effectively a better version of the Reaver Vandal, but in Phantom form. So all those people that were waiting for like, I really like the Reaver Vandal, but I wish we had it for Phantom. Their prayers have been answered, because this looks insane. And you said that the ADS is good as well. Unfortunately, yes. Miska isn't here.
You asked why we wanted to show you one. We love showing you guys stuff, hit scan. But also, it's good that you don't know League of Legends too well, because this isn't for League of Legends players. This is for Valorant players. And if you're a player who likes League of Legends, then it has a little bit of extra meaning, a little bit of Easter eggs and stuff like that. A couple of decisions that'll really stick out to you as like, oh, I see why they did this. But you, Ryan, even though you don't care so much about League, should still think this is pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think that's the win of the skin, right? Is if you love League, you like this, but if you don't, I'm pretty sure there's still going to be a lot of people that's like, I have no idea how to spell Ruination. This, like I said, this is the dream, considering how popular something like the Reaver Vandal was, which is funny considering it was one of the first skins added into the game and had its whole makeover.
Yeah.
This is perfect for the subset of people that don't play Vandal and want to actually run with something, because you can tell it's a Phantom. I think I said this about the Origin Vandal, where you can tell it's a Vandal, but it has those kind of more tidy designs that make it look akin more to a Phantom. It's just a lot more tighter and a lot more based on the shapes and not as sharp as other, say, Vandal skins are. I think this is the opposite for the Phantom. You can tell it's a Phantom, but you've got the sharp edges, and obviously it looks dark and gritty, which you don't really have that many skins for with other Phantoms. Like, in comparison to some of these, right? This stands out a dramatic amount, and I love it for that.
What?
Oni might be our closest, right? That gets to this realm. Even then, it's not like sharp. Yeah, like you're saying.
Yeah, but I think this stands out about. Like, I use the Oni and I love the, but this is a must grab for me, and I'm sure a lot of people got the Reaver Vandal in the recent bundle. All of it, a good portion of it goes to charity and all that kind of stuff. Now they have this to try and collect as well. Get a real, edgy collection together, because this is great. But what other skins are in here?
Well, there's always a Guardian, right?
Yep.
Always a Guardian.
Absolutely is. Yeah. We should have had you start with that one.
A green Guardian as well.
Yeah.
The fact it sounds like it took, like, I think a lot of people assume that because obviously Riot is Valorant and League, that they probably assumed that it was super easy to set this up. But from the sounds of it, it was a long time in the making. I
mean, so naturally, yeah, like we love League of Legends as a company, right? And then, Preeti and myself are both huge League players. And so we love kind of diving into this thing. But obviously, what we talked about from the very beginning was timing, right? Like we didn't want to come out the gates, like, at all with Valorant and say, like, the first things that we have are League of Legends based, because then it'd be like, oh, that's all you guys know. And so we were very deliberate about, like, there's obviously Easter eggs, like the Tom Bench and the Scuttle Crab, like little references that we have, but nothing that's like a very deliberate, like, crossover kind of thing. And when we were approached by the League team about this last year, it was because of what they're doing with the Ruination event in League of Legends, which is still ongoing, right? And so we're not going to go too much into what's happening there, but they told us that starting this year, they were going to have, the cinematic with Viego, and, he comes back and he's now a champion in League of Legends. And there's all of the story that they're sort of unfolding within like the canon of League, right? Like this is all kind of actually happening. And so they wanted us to be a part of that, but also just to kind of like have all of the games or projects kind of come together and celebrate like this big event and moment that's happening. Because it's not very often that any of the Riot games do that, right? Where we're just like, oh, hey, this big event that's actually like making a moment in time about like the state of the game.
Yeah, like literally the thing I talked about earlier, where in January 2020, somebody came to us to talk to us about it. It wasn't just like, hey, do you want to make some League skins? It was every single Riot game is going to be working on this thing. We have this idea that we all celebrate this Rune King event. Do you want to be part of it? We're like, oh my God, we do. Holy shit. That would be so cool. And we had Reaver then, right? We were like, Reaver was going into beta. I don't remember when we decided to add a Phantom to this, but we absolutely were thinking exactly what you said, which was like, this is an opportunity to do some edgy skins on stuff that's not in the Reaver set.
For those that aren't familiar with Ruination and the Rune King and all that stuff in League, how would you sum it up quickly? Because they're kind of the bad region, I suppose, in League of Legends, if you can even call it that.
Yeah, I mean, they're still fleshing out the story, right? That kind of actively, there was just a VR trailer released the other day about, Viego, who is the Ruined King, basically losing his wife and trying to get her back, and basically ends up corrupting a big region of the world, and then it causes this black mist that takes over him and the area of the world that now became the Shadow Isles. And so a lot of the characters and creatures that people are familiar with in League, like Thresh and Hecarim and these sort of like dark, evil kind of characters, is where they come from. And so he's just an angry dude, and he's just spreading his hatred throughout the world right now. And so that's what we saw in the Ruination trailer that was released earlier this year, is that he started taking his like the black mist and his forces of evil into the rest of the world, and he's now kind of corrupting everywhere.
Really pretty. You can tell what it is as well. Like with me, I'm not familiar with League, but I know exactly what this is meant to be and whereabouts it's meant to represent. So we have the Phantom, we have the Guardian.
The others that we have, if you want
Spectre.
a Spectre, yeah.
Spectre and Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Spectre. You have more of the sharpness for the Vandal here, just with the front part of the gun, so you do get to see it on one of the more sharper looking ones.
And that's the big thing too, right? Is, you know, we don't have any like explicit kind of League references. Like obviously League of Legends, the way that they did their ruined skins is they took their characters and ruined them, right? And they have like the desaturated skin and that kind of thing. So here, most of the design inspiration that we have comes from more of like the non-characters in the Shadow Isles. So like a lot of the statues that you see, or even the armor that you see on some of the characters, have these like skull kind of faces. And that's what we really wanted to lean into, is like the sharp teeth, the sort of like creature skulls, like that kind of thing. And then the crystals that kind of have this, what we'll call black mist, right, was what it's called in League of Legends. And you'll see more of that when we get into the effects a little bit later. But they kind of have this like eerie sort of soul kind of feel inside of those crystals.
The specific name for it, but finally you said the Ghost is the pistol that you can get with it.
It's all the silence guns, you notice? 'Cause, you know,
yeah.
they're
All
named
of the
after ghosts and
skins.
shit.
Yeah.
Come on.
I knew the connection, but it just occurred to me now. I imagine there's a nice sound, albeit maybe a bit of a muffled one, for a lot of these weapons.
You know, it is, you can ask our audio dude, it is challenging for them to make sounds for the silence guns. But I think he did a good job.
I guess finally, is it better to show the melee in game?
So we gotta tee the shit up. Well, we gotta.
So, yeah, because the melee does have 2 levels. We'll probably want you to just equip level 1 first and go through that, and then we can come back and then equip level 2, because they're pretty different from one another. I'll say that first. Yeah.
Okay. And the King melee. Wow. So how is this equipped? Is this just like a small knife or a big sword? It's hard to gauge the size of it, but it looks like an underhand dagger. So
you'll equip this the same way that you do for things like the Sovereign melee or even the Glitch Pop axe.
So it's like a long boy weapon.
Yes. And so we'll stick with that for now for level 1, and then, like I said, we'll come back on level 2, and because there's a little bit of a difference between them, and we'll kind of go back through that.
Oh, let's equip the accessories. Go to your card.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
And this is the ruined. I feel like such an idiot saying this. Is this the ruined king, or is this just?
Yes.
That is.
Yeah,
Viego.
this is Viego. Yeah. The edgy boy himself.
It takes a year to line all of that up.
Yep, there it is.
One to the right.
There you go.
Yep.
Ooh. Is it animated as well?
It's not. No. Yeah, this is what you see on all of the ruined characters. It's on Viego's chest, right? This kind of like triangle that like black mist pours out of or pours into and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of the characters in League have this as like their back animation will kind of create this symbol, and it's like the unifying symbol of Ruination.
What about the buddies? Is there anything there?
Buddy. Yeah, there's a buddy.
Yes, there's a buddy.
So,
Yep,
there it is. It's already equipped, it looks like. Yep, there you go.
Is it equipped? He has to hit equip buddy.
Oh no, it's not equipped, but yeah, it's selected.
Oh yeah,
so you
equip buddy.
It.
There we go. Like
That's
a
his
ring.
wife. Is that his ring or his wife's ring?
It is Viego's wedding ring. Yeah. So you'll see in the Ruination cinematic, there's the shot where he takes his sword out and everything, and you see the ring on his finger. And again, it's like for all the League fans out there, like they'll probably see this stuff and be like, oh yeah, I noticed this from the game or this from the cinematic and all that kind of stuff. So we tried to like do our due diligence and like put as much of that into these as we could.
Let's start with the ghosts because I want to show this off anyway. So that's the equip effects. It's just the very ghosty fade. That's cool.
Yeah, so
What's
this is
sound like.
Oh, go ahead.
of course, I've got limited ammo and I was waiting for the reload. Yeah, there we go. I like the smoke trail on it. And the gun sounds like, again, like dirty, like an old gun that barely sort of functions, I guess, if that makes sense.
So something that, once again, could be cool for anybody, but I think is extra cool for League players, is every weapon in the set pulls audio from a champion in League of Legends that has a ruined skin. So
really?
I had the list up. I don't have it handy. I think this was it Karma? I'll look it up. I forget which one was which. I feel like specifically this audio is from one of those skins. And so what's cool is usually like there's audio, right? Similarities between all the guns in a set. But here it's like each one is very, very distinct, and you'll be able to see that because they're different champions.
I mean, it's such a satisfying noise. I genuinely can't wait to see the ADS from Miska's perspective, to be fair. Here's the Spectre. Some people really like to just listen to the noise of it. It's what I've learned from doing these kind of videos is just shut up, I want to hear the gun for the most part. Sounds so good. It really just has that like gritty noise. Where something like Sovereign in the Tethered Realms, when it's kind of a Sovereign skin, sounds very bright and open. This sounds really like dirty and shut in.
All right, I got it. I found it. So the ghost is Gwen, who's a newer champion that came out.
Yeah, she's a new champion. Yep.
And then the Spectre was Karma.
It's cool. I feel like I'm just buying time waiting for the big guns to come through. So
okay, this one is Shyvana, who's a dragon, and when you fire, I think you can hear a dragon.
yeah, it's like a roar. Like to see the ADS as well, which is very maleficent as well. Yeah, like the gun, it just sounds like there's something jammed in the guns, if that makes sense, which makes it sound super like dark and gritty.
Ryan, look at that face. Like, I love these teeth.
Yeah.
That. There's like edgy face.
Such a long face as well on the Guardian.
Yeah.
The Spectre, it's a little small face.
Yeah,
On the
like,
Phantom, that's big, that's menacing.
a mean boy, yeah.
The Buddy as well.
So the Phantom is Viego.
Ah, makes sense. So what effect is it from Viego? Is it one of his abilities, or?
Yeah, so Viego has a few, like one of his main abilities in the game is that he kind of like goes invisible and kind of like creates this shroud of black mist and walks through it, can't be seen. And so a lot of like the wispy effects that you kind of hear are effectively like him walking through black mist, right? It's kind of that Shadow Realm sort of feel. Even in the cinematic, you kind of hear the Ruination cinematic, you hear like whispers as the black mist approaches, and it's all like these kind of like eerie kind of sound effects that happen inside black mist.
Yeah, the same sounds I think could be heard on the Inspect, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's like a screech. Go to like, it's either equip or reload. Oh yeah, it's reload.
There are variants before you go into those. This weapon is, I guess, very special to like those who are interested in League and Viego and everything. In League, for the longest time, there has been an item that you can have called the Blade of the Ruin King, And that was just kind of a generic sort of weapon that was made for like stats and everything. But now now that we have a Ruined King, this is his sword, right? And so we've kind of taken a little bit of liberties here and made it our own in a way. Like the version of this that you see in the cinematic or in game is a little bit different. So we've had to like do it the way that it would feel most appropriate for Valorant. But that being said, it is still the Blade of the Ruined King.
Marino hates this, but I'm still gonna say it. He modeled this because he really wanted to make it.
Yeah.
It's a Sean Marino creation here. And you should talk a little bit about your inspiration because you had a few to choose from, right? Like you explained to me. Right.
Yeah. I mean, so that's one of the things that I was starting to say is that this blade has been shown, I think, 3 different ways, right? There's the cinematic, the Ruination cinematic, and it's still, again, like the double hilt kind of thing. It still kind of has all that feel to it, but the design is slightly different. The in-game model is like the blade is mostly crystalline, right? And so that wouldn't work for what we wanted to do. And then, like I mentioned, the Ruined King game that's being worked on, there's a splash or a cover picture that's been shown with an illustration done by Joe Madureira that was like this really awesome sort of like his style kind of interpretation of both the Ruined King and the sword. And so I pulled inspiration from a bit of all 3 of those just to see like what would work best. So things like putting the crystals in there makes sense because we did that with the guns themselves, right? But the shape of the actual sword itself, the runes that are carved into there, those kind of get pulled from different versions of this across like the few games that are out there.
That's a long way of basically saying, if in your mind what the Blade of the Ruined King is, that is what we tried to make here, as opposed to just, hey, literally we took the one in League and just made it.
Yeah, like a cross-reference of all of them. Let's have a look at this new melee in game real quick. This is a 10 out of 10 set, and it's cool to be able to still appreciate it as a non-League person.
Yeah.
And I feel a lot of people will share that sentiment. They won't really care too much about the MOBA and all that kind of stuff, and because of it, they can...
Oh man, no! Why do you do this?
We can change it, I'm pretty sure. F2 to get the full experience.
Yes.
Yeah, and gift it. There you go.
Wow, you hold it like a longsword.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and you stab it in as well. That's so good. I guess from like a third person perspective, it doesn't look as massive as it does on this screen.
So in third person, it still remains broken. You don't actually get like the VFX blade in there, just because, we don't want to like have that expectation of like, running around with a greatsword on the map. And so it does fit with the same proportions as something like the Sovereign or Glitch Pop Axe or something like that. So we keep that in third person.
I also like the subtle detail in here. You just changed that. Is when you're swinging it like this, it takes a second to come back up again. Because it's a heavy weapon. It's not instantly going to go back to in your inspecting spot.
Right.
That's another little fun spam that people have. It takes up a lot of the screen, though, with the mist, but I guess if you're going to get a giant greatsword as a melee weapon, you kind of have to prep yourself for that. That looks super nice. Dude, even the inspect as well.
I just realized, I can't believe I didn't realize this. When you're equipping it, there's a split second where it's the broken blade and then the mist.
Yes.
Oh my god, I'm so dumb. Yeah. Holy shit, do that again.
We think about this stuff, Preeti.
As soon as you grab it, the fixed part of it comes back.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, it is not a like League of Legends canon kind of thing that it ever gets broken, right? But that's how we justify the gameplay aspect of it. So, as you'll see in the collections, like the final version of collections, we call it the Broken Blade of the Ruined King, but that's just for us to, make it work.
Yeah.
You noticing anything else, Ryan?
I'm not too sure. The ring.
What's going on? Yeah.
Oh, man, is the ring on?
Yeah. So we give each character the Viego's wedding ring, effectively, only while you have this equipped. Again, just like a nice little fun Easter egg to kind of toss in there. I guess we can call that our first ever character cosmetic type of thing. But yeah, just kind of like adding into the full feature itself. Awesome. All right.
Ultimate is ready. You can finally
Wow. The fact that Omen had that voice line as well really added to it. Does it look at you? Is it like the Mona Lisa? It's just going to look at you wherever you are in the room.
He does follow you, yeah. So again,
terrifying.
you've got 7 seconds before the round ends, right? And so maybe this is something that you'd appreciate or see, but yeah, all the characters, they'll kind of follow you.
Like usually it's, you know, like a big explosion, so you don't really see too much for the cops itself, but seeing the cops wrangle and be controlled like that is absolutely mental. I don't even know what to say. Because there's a certain, like, I think the kill animations have become a favorite part for the community to definitely like see just what it's like, the vibe of it and all that kind of thing. But like, it's, you constantly like pushing the bar for each of them. Pretty sure I'm not going to be the only one that's like, okay, this is insane, rip my wallet, all that jazz. It's
now you're glad it's not a UE, right?
Yeah. So these are the variants. We'll look at them on the Phantom first. So are these variants related to the lore, or is this just you taking creative decisions to find different colors for it? Because again, I'm sure there's League fans that absolutely love this set, and I know the design, but I'm just not familiar with the story. So were the variants story focused, or just kind of you taking creative liberties with the colors?
So they're not story focused.
Oh my god, that is insane.
They're based on League's chromas. We collaborated with League so that our sorry, I'm using the word chroma. That's what League calls it. Variant. The colors that League used on their Rune King skins are the same ones that we're using.
Yeah, and League has kind of
identical.
It is, yeah. They have like I think 6 to 10 chromas. We chose 3 that we like, but they've been doing this since the beginning of the year, right? Like they had a few Ruin skins that came out with a few of their champions. I think it was like Draven, Shyvana, maybe Karmos at the time, and they had the set of variants that they always have, and they follow like a color scheme for all of them. And we were just like, okay, which one of these do we feel like we would like, because we only get to choose 3.
There's
one more. Final one, that is a nasty green one. It's like
one who's always asking for green. Yeah,
it's like a Death Knight kind of weapon. That's mean.
Oh, unlock the variants. You didn't do the variants yet.
Oh yeah,
the variants for the Guardian.
If you want to, we can also.
It's a good reminder as well, because I'll put all of the variants together as well. Not to put them all out at once. This has like almost Hot Wheel vibes to me with the reds and the fire, but
yeah,
it's nice considering somebody that likes like the bright orange skins. That's a good fit, but like this is just. It's hard to make green skins. You've highlighted that probably half a dozen times throughout our talks, but I think you've managed to nail this one because it looks like death, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, and we still wanted to keep this all within the realm of like something that feels like a little bit more fantasy, a little more dark, that kind of thing. So
look at that. There's also kind of like Death Knight vibes. Like it's very Lich King-esque. This, like I said, this is like an unholy Death Knight. So. It's a really cool look, and it's also nice to sort of think as well. With some skins, like there's going to be some variants more popular than others. I think Elderflame and Reaver have a nice balance of who uses what for the variants. I can see people using all 4 of these again. Just to show how good and pronounced the colors are.
Oh, you should tell them the name of the base color. I always thought that was really cool.
It's the base green that we have here is called Necroteal. So it even has like a edgy name to it. It's something that League has as a consistency across, like, no matter where Black Mist and Ruination exists, Necroteal is like the main color that we use.
And the region that these like characters are from is the Shadow Isles, and you see that color everywhere. The black and the Necroteal. Something
that you'd hear in a paint book, isn't it? Like, I want to decorate the bedroom in Necroteal if I can.
Yeah.
And again, I feel that these are going to be picked up by quite a few different people. Just the fiery effect, the purple, and then the green is just... Some guy's gonna like it. Some Viper main is gonna love this.
Oh yeah, true.
It's gonna fit themselves so nicely. I'm also thinking of like esports teams that have the colors as well, really. Like Fun Plus Phoenix, like in the fiery effect on the guns. Like,
oh hell
Yeah.
they might all need to pick it up as well. These are the variants. Nice purple one. Rainer mains, gonna love that one. Fire, that's again amazing. Of course, I've been fawning over this variant, and you can start to see why. So this is amazing. I guess we've probably shown, at least not at the time of recording, but we've shown the animations, kill animations and stuff. As the outro of the video, is there any final things that you want to add with this? Because yeah, alongside the Elder Flame, this is one of the biggest things I think that you've done, and I think a lot of people are going to vibe with it.
I guess just for this melee, when you swing it, so I'll shut up so you can actually like swing it. The champion from League that our audio designer pulled from is Draven, and he has these like spinning axes. So that sound you're hearing is him like spinning his axes, I believe.
Nice. Attention to detail is good. If it can bring it all together like that and reuse assets to really make it feel like it's part of that set, then it's definitely worth doing.
And I guess like general outro, it's like what we've been saying, like we hope that this is really cool, even if you don't care about League of Legends, because it's just a really edgy, awesome set with a lot of very intentional design choices to make it feel cool, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's been the goal from the beginning, is you should like this no matter what. You know, whether it's League related, just edgy things, like it should just have that general appeal. And I think we hit a really good spot here. We don't, hammer League, IP over the head. We kind of like lay it in there. And I think for some of the subtle things, like the sounds, the accessories, the ring, all that kind of stuff, that's there for the fans who really appreciate it.
It comes out in this upcoming patch as well. It's worth adding.
Yeah,
it does.
This one,
on the 7th.
The 8th. Yeah, the 7th patch,
yeah.
and live on the 8th for you to buy.
And that's it for this time. Thank you very much for watching. There is still the variants to show off on all of the different skins. I'll put that after the outro so you can check them out. But thanks for watching. Shout out again for Riot for including us in this exclusive. It's a really good skin to show off to the world to get a first sneak peek like this. So I'm curious if you guys like it. Let me know in the comments below. And what you think of the variants. What's your favorite one? What's your favorite gun? And until next time, take care. We'll see you then. Here are the variants.